I woke up one morning last week and opened up my YouTube application on my phone to begin to ease myself into the day. I have no friends, therefore I received no texts or messages or Discord notifications or anything about it. Rather, like many other people that morning, I discovered it upon randomly having it appear in my YouTube feed. It, of course, being the trailer for a brand new Paper Mario game for the Switch, announced in typical Nintendo fashion. Out of the blue, out of left field, and when they haven't announced anything else all year. My initial thoughts and reactions about this trailer quite literally was, whoa, this is different. I mean, Nintendo has been treating Paper Mario pretty casually over the years, but the cold open to this trailer? This looked like something straight out of a damn creepypasta. Paper Mario has been so cutesy for years, but here, they opened the trailer with like a soulless Origami Peach slowly walking out of a dark room telling us all to assimilate. Then, of course, the rest of the trailer plays, and like with most things, I tried to come at it with as open of a mind as I possibly could have. Other people, not so much. Now, before I divulge into my main talking points and reasonings for making this video, I feel it's fair to let you all know how I currently feel about Paper Mario as a franchise. And that is that, if you miss the old Paper Mario games, you know, the ones with amazing stories that took us to these far off and fantastical and cohesive worlds beyond our imaginations. The ones that featured huge casts of characters and various partners to choose from, each with their own distinct personalities that we could understand and relate to. The ones with spectacular RPG gameplay with EXP-based battle modes, tons of moves to use, earn, and rank up to acquire, equipment, badges, partners, NPCs to talk to, and even challenges like the Pit of 100 Trials. Same. Big same, friends. I miss them too. To me, there's no question about it. The first 3 Paper Mario games, yes, the first 3, you heathens, Super was fantastic, are all miles better than Sticker Star and Color Splash. However, as far as Origami King goes, I think there's something a lot of players need to realize, and that is that... How do I say this delicately? Yeah, I just felt like somebody kind of needed to say that. Alright, hear me out, because I know what you're thinking. But Nintoonist, are you blind? I mean, have you not noticed the pattern of the last few Paper Mario games? And to them I say, yes, young Timmy boy, who was probably too young to be on this website and was born after Thousand Year Door was, I have. I am not blatantly ignoring the direction Paper Mario has gone in as a franchise. How could I? I remember first seeing the trailer for Sticker Star and being so pumped to finally have a handheld Paper Mario game. And I also remember the first few and actually only times I've ever played Sticker Star. More importantly, the disappointment and frustration I felt. Sticker Star was not only the worst Paper Mario game yet, bar none, but to me, it was honestly one of the worst Mario games I had ever played, and I, to this day, never got past the first few levels? Worlds? Honestly, whatever they were called. Whichever came first in that game, honestly, I don't even remember or care to anymore. I put the game down, I couldn't play it. It was honestly that underwhelming. If I learned anything from my streams, I feel like I have some younger viewers who have never played some or any of the Paper Mario games, including Sticker Star, who may not understand why the game is generally considered to be so bad compared to the games that came before it. So I'll sum up why the general consensus is that it was trash, since most other fans have heard it a billion times at this point. Basically, on top of removing everything we loved about Paper Mario, you know, lovable characters and worlds, a phenomenal battle system, and just, you know, a soul, they created a game mechanic that the game completely enveloped around, and that was stickers. You collected stickers in a variety of ways, and then used them in the overworld to continue the story, and you also needed to use them in battle to be able to fight your opponents. It was, quite literally, how you did moves. Like, to jump, you used a jump sticker. To hammer, you used a hammer sticker. To use a mushroom to heal yourself, you used a mushroom sticker, etc. This new system was fundamentally flawed, because since they removed the EXP system so you couldn't rank up anymore, all battling did in Sticker Star was waste your stickers when you needed them later on to progress through the game, which made battles in an RPG completely pointless. I kid you not when I say in Sticker Star, battling, which was apparently supposed to be a fundamental system in the game, was something that was better to avoid. which makes absolutely no sense in a game that is supposed to feel like an RPG. How can I make you understand this better? You remember JonTron's video on Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts? If you haven't seen it, it's one of his most popular and frankly most hilarious classic videos. I definitely recommend watching it if you're in a bad mood. But in this video, he makes a really good point. And that point is that, on top of committing one of the biggest sins in gaming history by making Banjo-Kazooie about something it's not, hint hint, the devs left this giant overworld in the game that has absolutely nothing in it. To which John points out that despite heavily changing the game's mechanics and core gameplay, they kept the old level design, which makes absolutely no sense. It's like, imagine waiting for Final Fantasy VII Remastered for years, which I'm sure a lot of you did, and then the game's overworld still plays like how Final Fantasy 15 did, like they said it was going to do, but then the story and battling were totally removed. And upon launch day, it's revealed that the game is now Final Fantasy VII Dating Simulator, which, well, Final Fantasy VII Remastered kinda is a dating sim half the time when you actually think about it. Now, it's definitely not a one-to-one comparison by any means, but the newer Paper Mario games kind of did this in the sense that they removed virtually everything of what made people like Paper Mario and made it totally center around a game mechanic that was fundamentally flawed, and not even just by Nintendo standards, mind you. The sticker system was just a trash system in general, one that would and should be considered just as terrible even if it didn't have Paper Mario slapped or stuck on it. It felt cheap, it felt empty, it felt soulless. While yes, there are people who don't like the new Paper Marios simply because they aren't carbon copies of the first few games, for a lot of us, the new Paper Mario games don't suck because, oh, they aren't Thousand Year Door 2, even though evidently most fans would clearly prefer that. It's because the way I see it personally, they're just objectively bad and broken games. RPGs with no heart in their writing, no logic in their core mechanics, and no love in their spirit. Now as for Color Splash, I'm not gonna lie to you, I never actually played it. It came out at a time when my Wii U was already halfway on its way to becoming my new paperweight, so I really can't judge the game for myself. From what I've seen, I heard it was essentially Sticker Star 2 for the most part, albeit this time around with some better writing and humor, a slightly better story, and a battle system that was just as awful as Sticker Star, if not worse. Part of me wants to play it before Origami King comes out, but that would require me to hook up my Wii U, and I gotta keep my paper stack somewhere. Now I could sit here and crap on Sticker Star and Color Splash all day. But my mouth is not a butt, and your ears are not a toilet. Gross analogy, I know, but I feel it works here perfectly to essentially say to you that that's not why I'm here. I'm here because at this point in the lifespan of Paper Mario, there seems to be this underlying stigma that every Paper Mario game has to essentially be exactly like the first two games in order to still be considered a good game, and I don't really understand that. Now again, you might say, Nintoonist, notice the pattern here. Don't be ignorant, the last two games were bad, and while, yes, they were, or at least Sticker Star was for the most part, I am not contesting that fact. But the future is unwritten. Get it, see what I did there, unwritten, no paper joke. I feel because Sticker Star and Color Splash were bad, combined with the fact that they were also not the Paper Mario games the masses wanted, and still want really, that in the eyes of a lot of fans, any future Paper Mario game is like permanently destined to be a bad game even before it comes out, simply because they aren't like the first two. Which, despite everything and despite the patterns, I feel is simply not true. Or at the very least, it doesn't have to be. Let's ask ourselves, how would fans react if Nintendo released a Paper Mario game that didn't play exactly like the first two games, yet was still a good game? Well, to me, we don't have to ask that, because they did. Just take a look at Super Paper Mario, and yes, I know a lot of people didn't like Super either, but please hear me out. Did that game play like a traditional Paper Mario? For the most part, no, it did not. It removed the turn-based RPG-style battling system that we all grew up with and loved, but did that really make the game bad? Despite at its surface being a platformer, at its core and heart, and again, no pun intended with that, what is with me today? The game is essentially an RPG. It has what I personally believe to be the best story out of any of the Paper Mario games, and probably just the Mario RPGs and games in general if I dare to go that far. Multiple playable characters, items, cohesive and beautiful world, side quest challenges, and EXP system? I don't know about you, but that sounds like a damn great Paper Mario game to me. To me, Super is living proof that a Paper Mario game does not have to be exactly like Thousand Year Door in 64 in order to be a great game. Sorry, not sorry, but to blatantly ignore all the classic and new elements Super had to offer and say it was a bad game just because you couldn't walk up and down anymore and that the battle system was a little different, which, as far as I could tell and remember, were the only real differences between it and its two predecessors? Come on. I can safely say I didn't have to be a child to look past the fact that those elements were gone and still have a great time playing the game. Now, all this being said, you don't have to like it, and I completely understand why you wouldn't, but to say it's a bad game because of it, I think is very unfair, especially for what the game had to offer in lieu of everything else they changed. Fast forward back to now, and yes, I know a lot of the elements point to Origami King still being a little more of a wacky, out there, oh hey, look what new paper gimmicks we can come up with style game instead of the Paper Mario game that most fans want. However, if Super taught us anything, and if this trailer taught us anything as well, it's that it doesn't have to be good, even despite the last two games. It's like, take the 3D Marios, right? I'd say most Mario fans are huge fans of 3D Mario games in general, but a lot of them slightly lean towards the open world Marios a little more, those games being 64, Sunshine, and Odyssey. The Galaxy games and 3D games are not as much about discovery and exploration, rather that phase of Mario was more focused on game elements and gimmicks, platforming, and getting to the goal, and... Are you gonna sit there and tell me the Galaxy games are bad? Are you gonna fucking sit there and fucking tell me that? I mean, come on, look at this cold open. They opened the trailer like this, man. This felt like a damn horror movie. They haven't made a grand reveal for a Paper Mario game like this since... God, I can't even remember. And I don't know if you remember, but when they announced Color Splash in a Nintendo Direct, they didn't give a crap. They briefly touched upon it for like less than a minute, like, oh hey, we made a new Paper Mario game and now you can paint stuff and have the absolutely pointless battle system take even longer, and then they just talked about Pokken for another 20 minutes. But this? The opening of this trailer by itself speaks volumes about how this game could be different. In this 2-minute teaser, they showed a possessed Peach, a villain who isn't Bowser, who by the looks of it teams up with Mario again, which typically always makes for a wonderful story in a Mario RPG, as well as various characters who, partners or not, are more than just generic Toads who join Mario on his adventure? Sign me up. I got good feelings about this one, guys. Good feelings that I never got from the Color Splash reveal. When I saw it and the subsequent promotional trailers that came after it, the main thought running through my head was, this just looks like Sticker Star 2. And while yeah, maybe at the time we were all still salty about Color Splash, essentially confirming that Nintendo was done with traditional Paper Mario, lo and behold, Sticker Star 2 is pretty much exactly what Color Splash wound up being. It doesn't look like this game is going to be in the style of the original Paper Marios. I think Nintendo has made it abundantly clear that they're done with that and they don't want to make every Paper Mario game the same, but I hope you realize my main takeaway here in that the game doesn't have to be exactly like those games to still be great, just as the Galaxy games didn't have to be exactly like 64 and Sunshine to still be amazing games. I think the fact that this trailer's opening alone already gave me way better vibes than Color Splash's entire trailers ever did, paired up with the fact that we know just as much about Origami King now as we did about Color Splash when that game was revealed, is a really good sign. For me personally, as long as the game has at least a semi-decent story, which by the looks of things it will, and battling has a purpose again regardless if they do that through an EXP system or anything else that they can come up with that just makes it not pointless, I'm good to go. And seeing as how they changed the battle system in every Paper Mario game, even if it's just by a little bit, I'm cautiously optimistic. To conclude my thoughts here, do I think this game is going to be as good as the first few Paper Mario games? No, I don't. I think those games have as strong of a legacy as they do for a reason, and the new ones simply don't compare in most aspects. And trust me, that has nothing to do with nostalgia. If I let nostalgia blind my game opinions, I would say that Double Dash is the best Mario Kart since that's the one I played as a kid, and I don't think that could be much further from the truth, but that's a video for another time. Do I think Origami King still has potential to be a great, potentially even a fantastic game? I absolutely do. And I personally can't wait for it. Not that I even really have to too long this time around. And finally, what gets me hyped the most, and I hate to bring up Smash in this video, but the fact that we have a Paper Mario game dropping a month after the new ARMS character comes out for Smash, I gotta say, and formally predict here, please let promotion for Origami King mean Paper Marios in Smash. Please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please! Speaking of Smash, before I wrap up here, I wanted to let you guys know that I have a brand new Smash Brothers video series coming out very soon on the channel, Smash Excellence with Nintoonist. It's an elegant showcase on Smash, and Smash characters with a twist or two in there, and oh, you'll just have to wait and see what it's all about when I release it. But I am really excited about it because I think it's something that's unique and really excites me to make. So I hope you'll be excited for it too. And I also hope I'll be excited later when I finally get to make a Paper Mario and Smash video. Please, Nintendo, it would make so much sense with Origami King dropping. And real talk, who else from Mario are you gonna add that's more relevant than Paper Mario? I mean, let's be real for a second, guys. There are 3 Links. There are 3 Samuses. So, come on!